I know you and Spike have been trying to figure out what you guys were working on together, and it ended up being this. How was it working with Spike, and why was it this project you guys chose?
I think just because of the extremes of the project. I mean, it's behaviorally, it's the craziest thing we could possibly do together, and I love him, and I love the extremes of his personality, and I think vice versa. We couldn't wait to find a project together, so it could have been, the story of Mickey Mouse, and I'm sure we would have done it, but it was this. It would have been fucked up. But it was just, it just seemed right. When we got together, when we were both presented with this, we got together and we just started kind of riffing on what it could possibly be, and it just seemed right.
I know you mentioned while having fun, having to be in, whether it's a trunk or whatnot, but was there a particularly challenging scene that you had to film?
Everything was challenging in a very different way, and I don't mean to generalize it, but the makeshift motel was extremely challenging just because it was exposing physically and emotionally, and that was kind of not new, but just to that extent I think was new. And then Spike would put an 11-minute mag in and just play a certain song over the loudspeaker and then just let me go, which is really unnerving. Because, you have a crew sitting there going, oh, this is so dumb, or whatever, or, wow, this is, compelling, and you don't know because you're off on your own, you're on your own planet. And I think physically the fight was tough for me. I think I'm still, and I'm not joking, I'm still, like, reaping the benefits, if you will, of that. I still have muscles that haven't bounced back, and it's been a year. So I pushed it. I was willing to push it, and mostly because of Spike.
Right. To that, how did you train to become a fighting machine?
Waking up really early, working out. I panic is what it was, because I was smoking, and I stopped because I just couldn't do it. I literally couldn't do it. So I got in probably the best health and best shape I've ever been in my life. That was the only way I could have done it. 44-year-old guy trying to be 25, It was stupid.
What was it like filming those fight scenes and the stylish kind of vision that you guys thought up together?
It wasn't even though I know it's exaggerated and fighting, 35 guys or whatever. All I know is that the fight was long enough for the guys that I fought on the top level were able to leave, dress up in different wardrobe, and be the guys that I met on the bottom level. So when that became a reality, I thought, what am I doing here? It's a long fight. I don't know how it ended up in the final film because I haven't seen it, but it's a very long fight and something that in the beginning I really wasn't sure I could pull off. I mean, I was almost positive I couldn't pull off and needed a stunt double for, but ultimately we pulled it off.
I think you killed it.
Thanks.
If you were locked up for 20 years, what is the first thing you'd do when you get out?
You can't even, I heard a great story by Damien Eccles, who was very sweet to talk to me, and he was locked up in solitary for 19 years, and he said the first thing he did was touch grass and start crying. And I don't mean to be morbid about it, but that was his very visceral experience, which comes out of this. When I grab the grass and put it to my face, that's a direct influence of Damien Eccles. That's my honor to him.
Hold on, you gonna ask another question?
I'm gonna ask two more questions.
No, I gotta switch cards.
Okay, sorry.
No problem.
I'm tied to